have some interesting data to share with you. Just listen closely and I'll read out directly from my notes because I don't want to miss anything. I felt really, really good. It felt like for the first time since I started attending interviews, I felt like I did very well. It didn't even feel like an interview. It felt like a conversation and I was really happy. I felt so confident. I followed your suggestions and used the simple examples that were realistic, and I felt really connected with the presentation. These are not my words. I wish they were, but they are not. These are not my words. These are the words of Faith, a member of our HR Growth Network. Let me tell you a little bit about it. HR Growth Network is a membership program that is strictly for HR professionals 0 to 5 years of experience. I launched it a couple of weeks back, and Faith is one of our members. She gave this feedback and I was so excited about it. I feel you should hear about it too. I can't wait for you to meet Faith. I would love for you to hear from her directly how the experience has been being in the program with me in the last 2 weeks. Because again, how do you go from being completely inexperienced at interviews to getting into an interview situation? You're feeling so confident, you're feeling so in charge of the conversation, and after the conversation, you can feel like that interview went well, only because you've been able to follow exactly the system that allows you to get into interviews and blow their socks off. If this is the first time that you're stumbling on this video, my name is Olutoyin Williams. I'm an HR career coach and author. And I have just recently launched the HR Growth Network, which is an HR membership tailored to supporting early career HR professionals 0 to 5 years in their experience. Now, I'd love you to meet Faith. Hello, Faith. I'm really
Hello,
happy.
Ma.
I'm really happy to have you today. I'm pleased to have this conversation with you.
Me too, Ma.
Lovely, lovely. Now, for the purpose of our viewers, I would like you to please kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Faith Victor Moituk. I'm a HR beginner because I just started. I just transferred to HR. I'm just starting my career.
Fantastic. It's really great to meet you. Congratulations about your interviews that you had. I was super, super excited to get your feedback. Can you share with me your interview experience?
Okay. The interview covered presentations and interview and group discussions.
Okay.
So when we started with a group discussion. At first, I felt a little bit of anxiety, but people started talking. Then I remember what she said, be confident. Then I raised my voice in a way that to be able to cover my anxiety. So I started discussing, I started pushing all the things that we prepared before the interview. I started talking about it, discussing about it. Then during the interview, okay, we now went to the presentation part. The presentation was really good because I presented realistically, like how you told me. I used realistic examples to present. We prepared a slide on with their color, their logo too, because it was an agribusiness company.
Fantastic.
So when I was presenting to them, I made sure that I gave them a company background. First off, I introduced myself, obviously. Then I gave them a company background before I started the topic because they gave me a particular topic to present on. And then I started presenting using realistic examples to help myself, because if I did not use realistic examples, I don't think I would have been able to. It would have been mostly cramming. And that was what you said, we should not do that.
Don't cram at all.
Yes, ma'am. So after that, they now started giving me the excerpt about the presentation. They said that they acknowledged that they liked how the presentation was, especially the fact that the presentation was not, the slides were not boring.
Fantastic.
Firstly, yes. And then they said the color I used, that they liked that it was their company's color. Then logo, according to each slide, I put their logos in each slide. Thank you, ma'am.
I love
That was basically it.
I love that. How did you feel after the interview?
I felt really good. This was like the first time I actually felt this good. I felt awesome because like I never expected that I could do that. And
Wow.
it felt natural. It did not feel forced. It felt
Exactly.
like I was discussing with them about myself. I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm taking someone else's CV to put in there, or someone else's words. It felt like me. It felt like a discussion about me, how to accept me. That was basically it. I felt really happy after everything because that's like the whole conversation felt so natural.
Felt so natural. And I'm sure, you said something about, how when you're feeling nervous, you try to raise your voice. Did you do that intentionally to bring yourself, to calm yourself down?
I do it too. I was doing it to hide the fact that I was a little bit nervous, be the anxiety. So
Yeah.
when I increase my voice, you won't hear that I'm shaking, or you won't hear that, yes, that I'm scared. It will make me sound confident. It will
Oh,
make me sound good.
oh, I'm really happy to hear that. But now let's talk about a day before the interview. So a day before the interview, you had reached out to me on LinkedIn, and what was running through your mind a day before the interview?
At first, I was skeptical about it, but I now said I wanted this to work. I
Well,
wanted this interview to work, and you said it in our classes that we can prepare for our interviews together. So I was like, since you're experienced, you're a professional in the business, so it will be only good that I'll reach out to you and discuss this to help improve myself. When I reached out to you, you told me how the slides should go. You literally gave me excerpts. You gave me links on on what to work with, things to study with, and it felt really advice. Be confident. The realistic. Sorry, I'm pinpointing the example, the realistic, because that's what helped me really really well. They push for realistic examples. Don't try. That was basically it. I liked how we spoke like, it did not talk like a maybe my senior in the company, or you spoke like a friend. Yes, it was very very comfortable talking to you about everything.
yeah, I love it. I think even for me, as somebody who was helping you to prepare, I love the fact that we were able to design the PowerPoint together, from what should the cover slide look like to what your slide two should look like, the font size. It shouldn't be too big. We should use images. I gave you an example of images that you can use as well. For me, it's more around how do I get you, even though you're really early in your career, how do I get you to be so confident that when you're speaking to somebody else, you don't feel that, feeling that you're an impostor, you don't have too much HR experience, you are afraid. Did they ask any question during the interview that made you, that could have put you on your back foot, but how did you manage it?
Oh, I since I was really acquainted with, especially the links you gave me some links. So since I was really acquainted with all the study, all the stuffs, all the references you gave me. So they asked a question that would have made me backlash, but I came out like, yes, no, I can do this. I came out like in a forefront that didn't. Normally, I saw how much it took time, but I don't think it's about the timing. But I saw how
Mm,
much it took time with um
okay.
candidates. But
Wow.
my own, it sounded like they were really smooth with me. Like, because I feel like if you come off like weak, you come
Mm,
off like you don't know what you're saying. They want to push you. They want to ask you more questions to draw you backward. But since I sound more confident, like I knew what I was doing, I know this business, I know this company, because they asked about the company too, and I like that we prepared. Yes,
yeah.
because they asked questions about how what do you know about this company. Yeah, I like that we prepared that too, and I came out like, yes, I know your company. You should employ me, and they were like, yes, 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 and I like that really well, man.
I love it. I love it because remember when we were talking about the company information that you needed to gather, We said we should gather how many locations they are in, how much staff they had. For me, it's just being able to make it comfortable as possible in that conversation so that you're not feeling like you don't know what you're talking about. You're just presenting information. What got me yesterday was when you said it was like a conversation. How do you turn an interview into a conversation?
He said, seriously, they started laughing because at some point he started feeling like, oh, I know your company. You know this company. It sounded like we are working in the same space. Do you get? It sounded like, oh, okay. Let me ask you some questions. They asked some questions about the company. Okay, I because I asked them how does the daily tax in the company feel like. Then they were like, when you get there, you will know that when you get it sounds like they were confident in me, honestly. They said when you reach there, you will know that you will know how the daily tax is. Then they were like they were practically very, very free. And they did not come up at first, I will not like they came off strong. But with time I tried to make the space look like, yes, I know what I'm doing. I made it look softer.
I love that. Naturally in an interview, you're being interviewed. So it's up to the interviewer to dictate the tone of the interview. But the more knowledgeable and confident you are about the process, you're able to then take charge of the conversation and make it softer such that they were now able to have a conversation with you. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy to hear that feedback.
Thank
But
you, huh?
interestingly, Faith, you have been in the career mentoring program with me for just 2 weeks, right? Can you tell me a bit, just for the benefit of our listeners, can you tell me what your impression of the HR Growth Network, which is the career mentoring program, what's been your impression of it in the last 2 weeks?
I think especially the fact that you started us with a tax. I think if you push for what you want, I also feel like the money aspect, the paying for the mentorship is like investing in yourself. Especially getting a mentor. I've heard people say get a mentor. It's like is your the mentor is basically taking you that whatever they have learned now, they have cut it shorter for you because they have already experienced it. They know whatever you are the way you're supposed to go, which side you're not supposed to take. Yes, so it's basically taking, and I like that. It's really the first start where we are supposed to bring out, like, put out our goals, because I've experienced bringing out my goals first, putting it down, my goals first,
Yeah.
and trying to achieve that. And that first start makes you push forward. And I like the mentorship is really, really important. I really
I'm happy. And for me, it's more around how do you get somebody to go from being unsure to being confident? How do you take them on that journey? The only way you can't tell somebody be confident. The only way you can take them on that journey is when you give them things that increases their confidence level. For me, the very first task that we did in week 1 about you identifying your goals, because lack of clarity is what is the major factor why people don't make progress today in their careers. If there is no clarity, they can't make that progress. But if you have clarity about what you want to do, it's easy for you to then know what's the next step to do if you have that clarity already. So for me, I am really happy. Now, you said something around, making that investment in yourself. But before we talk about that investment, remember we met in a very in a very interesting way. Let's share with people, how did we meet?
I don't, I think it's LinkedIn. It has to be LinkedIn, because the way we met, it was, I think it's God, because I'm very spiritual, so I think it's God, because I made a post on LinkedIn and LinkedIn brought you to me, and I was like, let me watch your videos on LinkedIn. I watched your YouTube video, and you said in a video, you were like, if you want a one-on-one session with you, that you should just comment a particular this thing.
Yeah.
Then I wasn't scared to reach out. Basically, I wasn't scared to reach out because I knew what I wanted. But what if I just said no? I'll be scared. I wanted something out of. I wanted to make it. I want to make it in this HR. If I said no, What if this woman behaves like this? She's not going to answer me. If you don't take the risk, you will never know. So when you commented, I was so happy. I was so happy when you reached out, when you spoke back and said, okay, you arranged a meeting with me, and that's how we started.
I'm happy to hear that. So if I'm taking anything away, and this is for the purpose of the person who's listening in, is field outreach works. If you find somebody that you want to learn from, go ahead and reach out to them. I mean, you definitely would miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you're a young person, young in your career, listening to this, and you're thinking there's somebody that you would love to mentor you, there's an opportunity for them to mentor you, what would you be your advice to that person?
Take the risks. Don't hold back. You never know. You will never know if you don't take it. You will never. Okay, what if I just stayed in the house? I'm like, oh my god, I'm not going anywhere. Oh my god, you have your phone. You have your phone. People around you. You can communicate on different social media. You can search locations of people, even from a distance. People, someone can mentor you. Just basically, it's take the risks. Take the risks. Don't be scared of anything. That's basically it.
Oh, lovely. That's so lovely. Thank you very much, Faith. Now, you did mention there was an investment, clearly. How did you feel about making an investment in the mentoring program?
I used to say that if you don't invest in yourself, if you don't, okay, imagine it was free now. You will not, I will not take it serious. Okay, yes, I'll take it serious, but I will, your time is precious. So you want to give out that your time to focus on me. Like yesterday's preparations now. You will give out your time to focus on me, and me self, I will not feel, I'll feel like a burden on you. So I'm very keen on paying people for their services. So not exactly services, but I hope you get. But I'm very very keen on, if you want something, you invest in it. If you want, you put on time, you put in time, you put in your money for it, because that's the only way you get the best, the very best of it.
Oh, I'm so happy you feel like that. I'm so happy you feel like that. So if there's anyone who's sitting down still thinking, should I register for this mentoring program? Should I not register for this mentoring program? Your advice to them would be
Do it. Do it.
do it now. Do
Register.
it now.
No.
Do it
No,
now.
for me to, I rarely lie about services, because that's why I'm very very bad at marketing. So I will not market fake something. I'll have to test it first to know if it's worth giving out. And I'm going to say do it, because Mrs. Williams is like she doesn't come out like a lecturer. She doesn't come out like someone that will push you. She comes out as a friend. She'll sit you down, talk to you. What is it? What is, she tries to come, it makes you comfortable, because that's the first thing. She sits you down, then she communicates comfortably. So I think go with it. Just do it.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for that recommendation after joining the program for just 2 weeks. And Faith, I am more than confident that you would absolutely get to the final stage of that interview. When you get your offer letter, we're definitely celebrating. We're
Yeah.
definitely celebrating. Thank you so much for your time. And of course,
Thank you so
now
much, ma.
comes inside the mentoring program. All right. Take care.
Thank you, ma.
Take
Thank you,
care.
ma.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it. I am really excited that you got to watch that interview with Faith and hear in her own words how the interview went, how she felt about it, and more especially how she's, moving forward with her job search, her career pursuit with so much confidence and support from us at the HR Growth Network. If you're interested in hearing about the HR Growth Network, because again, remember the HR Growth Network is strictly for HR professionals 0 to 5 years in their experience. I'll be linking a Google form below in this video. Fill out that form and a member of my team will reach out to you to book your one-on-one with me so that we can get you started on the path to growth. And that's all for me for now. Till the next time when I come your way again, bringing you more news from the HR Growth Network, and of course, all of the things that we get to do in building out the careers of HR professionals so that they can live very satisfactorily. Thank you and take care. See you next time.